Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is me again, Insane Gorilla, and welcome back to my channel. As you've most probably read in the title, what if Deku was a Mandalorian? I can most probably hear a few of you in the background typing away, saying, "Holy hell, a Mandalorian one! One of your first ever truly successful videos! Insane, what have you got for us?" No, I'm most probably overreacting, and most of you are most probably saying, "Oh God, it's another Deku. What if?" Ali. Well, my dear viewers, isn't it obvious? I'm gonna try my hardest to make this one as good as I can ever make. So please leave a comment down below, like this video, and subscribe. Also, just a quick heads up. YouTube's doing a thing where it's not alerting me that you guys are sending me anything, such as the comments and all that. It doesn't tell me. I'm slightly annoyed. So, if I don't respond to any of your comments, I do apologize. YouTube's just doing this thing where it's not letting me even remotely see anybody sending me comments. I do 100% apologize. Now, let's go on with the video. I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you later. Peace. Earth. Yes, I know. You're starting this on Earth. Yes. For starters, if you've watched my old videos of what Deku was a Mandalorian, you'll understand. In a classroom, children would be watching a video. Now, these children are all around about around about 13, 14 years of age. They're watching video on what historians from the olden times had saved through history, like through ancient times. There was this video about a war between red energy weapons and blue energy weapons being held by these mythical beings. Something about get the civilians out of here, we will cover you. It was all very, very, very poorly detailed because of how old the device was. And historians, a man would say, as he paused the video, historians believe this is indeed what happened in our ancient history. We do not know if this is actually real, but the scientific community believes this is 100% real, with a solid 99.9% certainty, which is rarely high, seldom fact in the scientific community. This has been one of the biggest looks into human history we've ever given in our lives. Along with the quirk situation, this is one of the biggest things we've tried to sort out. And in the science community, we believe nearly 100% that this is fully accurate. The children just, well, some looked interested, others looked bored. There were two students in particular, an ash blonde with red eyes, leaning over his table to speak to a boy with green hair, whispering about something. Is there something you two wish to speak about? Katsuki Bakugo and Azuka Midoriya? Both boys look up, both put their hands up. Bakugo just says, teach. This is almost very ancient history. Nobody even cares anymore. Bakugo, this is history that we've been trying to sort out for years now. And we've just finally possibly gotten something here. And you're saying it doesn't matter? Sorry, Teach, but it really doesn't. Bakugo would just say, with his arms up. Zuko just chuckles. Sorry, sir, but it's all just history. Nobody's really going to be paying much interest in what scientists bring out about our old history. It's not as if any of us really mind knowing. Sure, it's most probably very gratifying to hear that we actually have a past, but honestly, nobody cares. Like seriously, nobody's going to be saying, "Ah, yes, we're from such and such a planet." Nobody's nobody's even going to be paying much attention to it. It's like, oh yeah, apparently we're from an alien planet, so we're not exactly human. Humanity itself really just won't give two craps about it. We'll most probably fight and argue over it, most probably have a war about it too, but at the end of the day, nobody's even gonna, I don't know, care? Sorry, Zuko would say, and Bakugo just raises his shoulders like, I'm with him on this. Like nobody would give a flying fuck. The teacher was about to scold them both until the bell went off. He sighs and says, everybody do a bit of homework in history, and see you all tomorrow. He just sighs and walks out, muttering about brats and something humongous being dropped on them like this, and they just give two shits. Don't give two shits about it. Bakugo walks out with Bakugo. Well, Katsuki Bakugo walks out with Deku. Hey, nerd. Me and me and my two other friends are going to the arcade today. You want to come with? Get you away from your mother, at least. Eh, sure, why not? Zuko walks with Bakugo. Both have their hands in each other, or in their pockets, and both slump forward. Now, you may be saying, Katsuki Bakugo being nice? Well, yeah, Izuku is quirkless, but Bakugo got his ass kicked, like, really hard. Even when Bakugo got stronger in using his quirk, Deku still kicked his ass. So Bakugo kind of is very mellowed out, like extremely mellowed out to the extreme to where Bakugo is actually quite approachable. Sure, he has these slip ups where he gets really fucking aggressive, but at the end of the day, he's actually a lot more mellowed. So Bakugo, his two friends, and Izuku both all walk towards the arcade. That's sweet. Looks like they still got that old Terminator game here. I'm so beating your ass this time. Yeah, Bakugo, you keep on saying that. Izuku puts £2 in. Bakugo's friends start betting on who's going to win this time. It's 10-1, Bakugo. 10-1. How quick! Keeping score. Both would play the old Terminator arcade game. Izuku just doing it as if he was a pro at this from the beginning. Bakugo growling, damn it! As he tries harder. Izuku just holds the trigger for 2 minutes, for 2 seconds, lets go, 2 minutes, let go. 2 seconds, let go, 2 seconds, let go, 2 seconds, let go. Bakugo just mag dumps all of his rounds into one target. Izuku was getting quite the high score because he was always hitting the head. Bakugo was hitting everything, including friendlies. When they reach the tank part, that's where Bakugo really loses it because he dies for like the fourth time. And Izuku, he only died once. And that's mainly because he accidentally looked away and got killed. And Izuku was still going. He was still firing. He he did everything. He got to the end and received victory, while Bakugo was off in a corner sulking. Quite literally, considering people could see the rain cloud over his head. Which just made Izuku laugh. They eventually got onto the racing games, where all four of them could play. All of them played, messed around. All of them would just basically talk. Just playing arcade games or trying to get some random prizes from the claw machine. Zuko would just look up at the sky to see it's getting dark. Alright, boys, come on. We better get going home before our parents have a go at us. The other three boys groan. They don't particularly want to go home, but hey, at the end of the day, they better, otherwise their parents will ground them into beef jerky. Anyway, Bakugo's two other friends walk the other way because they need to go that way, because their homes are back in that direction. Zuko and Bakugo continue walking together, as their homes are in the same direction. Uh, Looks like we still got to do that homework today. Screw that, man. The teacher never really calls us in on it. Like, seriously, I don't think the teacher even cares. Well, I better do it anyway. No, my mother should grill me into more than just beef jerky. Yeah, your mother's scary when she gets mad. Tell me about it. I swear she bench presses the house when I'm not looking. Yeah, because your mother's strong as shit. I bet she can beat All Might in a punch up. I wouldn't be too surprised. Almost mega strong, yeah, but there's nothing worse than a woman's fury. Nothing's more scarier than a woman scorned. I hear that one. Both continue walking. Anyway, Bakugo, see you, mate. Yeah, see you, dude. Both fist bump. Bakugo walks left. Zuko walks straight on as he walks up to his house. Opens the door. Mom, I'm home. Inko walks out from behind a corner. A bit of flour on her face. Mum, have you been cooking again? Yeah, quit talking about that, you little shit. How's school? Same old, same old. Huh. Typical. Inko walks back into the kitchen. Izuku pulls out his homework and starts working on it. Inko finally walks out, cleaned up, and she sits in front of him. Izuku. Yeah, Mum? He'd say, looking up at her. It is time you hear some truths that you're not ready to hear. Izuku looks at her, confused. His mother was acting serious, so he knows this has to be something. Inko moves the coffee table and then moves to the curtains, closing them. Why would she not want anybody to see this? She even closes the kitchen door and the living room door. As she flips the mat over the floor, revealing a hidden passage or a hidden doorway. Mom, what is this? The truth, honey. Inko opens the door. Get in. But get in. Zuko does so. He steps down a ladder as he's in the basement. Use your instincts, don't use your eyes, Inko would say as she shuts the door above him. What the hell does she mean by that? Zuko waits for 5 minutes. His eyes adjust to the dark, as he can just barely see. He walks around for a bit, finding some bits and bobs. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Like, it was generally just this random bits and pieces of junk. A helmet here, some armor there. He only shakes his head. Wait, helmet and armor? He sees this T visor on a helmet. He looks at it. It's dusty, and God forgive if there's any spiders underneath the helmet frame itself, along with the armor itself. But he then goes to touch it. He then feels his hand touching glass. So the whole thing is covered in a glass casing. But why would that be here? He then walks. He sees a bench. It's covered in cobwebs and dust, but there's some things here that seem a bit too advanced. He rubs his finger across it. He sees all the dust and he sees a few spiders running around. That creeps him out. He just wishes he had something to smash the spiders with. God, he hates those creepy crawlies. He's always been petrified of them. He walks around a bit more. He likes looking. He's looking around. Everywhere seems now that his eyes are adjusting properly, a bit too advanced. Like, what's his mother been hiding down here? He eventually comes across a wall. Something at the back of his mind says, remove the blocks covering this wall. He presses on it a few times. Then he feels one block move. He takes it out and revealing a small compartment. He takes another block out, then another, as there's a small compartment, big enough to be a small vault, just without the door in front of it. In there is some sort of strange square. It was glowing, along with a strange cylinder thing, and what looked like a cloak. It was something that he was definitely not too sure on. So he picks it all up. The strange square thing was last. He didn't know what that thing was, so he just took it in his hand. He he felt weird. It was like tingly and all that. Like something in his skin was vibrating to the strange square thing in his hand. So he took it all up, and as if his mother could tell he was there, opens up the hatch. The light blinds him as he actually closes his eyes and winces. But he eventually climbs up out the ladder, or up the ladder and out where Inko covers the door again. Izuku then holds up the metal box the cylinder and the cloak. Inko smiles and nods. She seemed happy and excited. Did you feel something pulling you towards this? Inko would say, taking the metal box out of his hand. No, Izuku just said, confused. He has no idea what's going on. Inko smiles as she sits down. The box on the desk. Izuku puts the metal cylinder on as well. Inko smiles even wider. Then the cloak. Inko smiles and actually takes that cloak. She unfolds it, showing the sign of some sort of strange head of a beast imprinted on it. Izuku thought it was cool. Like, seriously. It reminded him of the Mandalorians from Star Wars. And it also reminded him of that armor. He remembers now. He remembers seeing some sort of two clips on the back. Looked like they could hold something. And this looks like it could have been clipped onto something, considering that there was four holes at the back. Or on the sides of the top right and left corners. Izuku looks at her and asks, the armor downstairs in the basement, or whatever you're going to call that, this belonged to that, didn't it? Inko nods. Indeed. Your senses are sharp, as always. Senses, Mum, that's just logic. Yes. But you wouldn't have found this holocron. She picks up the square device and holds it in her hand like it's a prized relic. Here. She tips it upside down, holding it still, and puts it in Izuku's hand. Focus. Izuku focuses. Nothing happens for a good 20 minutes. Inko sighs. And here I thought you had your father's abilities. My father? This is news. He's never heard anything of his father before. Inko usually kept that very hush-hush and very on the down low. Inko sighs. Yes, your father was a very special man. Very good. Very, very, very nice to everybody. Inko froze. From from in between her legs, on her thigh, she rolls up her skirt and shows that there's a gun. Underneath her skirt, Izuku's eyes widen. Mom? You're... Shh, she would whisper harshly. Or say harshly. As she hears another one. Inko slowly walks up to the door. She opens the door to the living room, to the hallway. She walks up to the door and peeks through, seeing what's there. Her eyes widen as she silently whispers, "Not now, not now." "Mom?" Zuko says in a whisper. "Quiet," should say. "Go on out, Iko. I know you're in there. Your heat sinks are in front of the door." Ingo bites her lip. "Stanveric," she would whisper. "Mom? Honey, go upstairs, now." "But Mom, go, now," she would whisper, harshly. Zuko quickly makes his way upstairs. But he was hiding around the corner. He was listening. Inko would open the door. The weapon in her hand pointing at it. Whoever was there. What are you doing here, Rai? Rai? Who's Rai? Izuku would think to himself. Rai would step forward. Inko, holding the weapon flushed to his head. I say again, Rai, what are you doing here? I told you never to find me until I was ready. To come back. What was Inko talking about? Izuku was worried about his mother. He found a baseball bat and grabbed it. He was going to try and sneak it down the stairs after if she gets forced into, or forced upon. He was going to run down and smack this guy. The man, Rai, chuckles. Come now, sister. Do you really think we would not want to come and see you every once in a while? Uncle, Ezekiel would say. In his mind again, this Rai, this man was not hers, his uncle? Again, Rai, what are you doing here? And quit skirting around the problem. What do you want? So impatient as always. Father wants you back. It's urgent. I am raising my own child right now. I do not have the time, or you don't have a choice. Mandalore's orders. Mand... Right, you better be fucking with me right now. I'm not joking. He wants you back. Now, bring your son with you. You're not safe here anymore. Why? Tell me, Rai, why am I not safe here anymore? The Empire knows. The Empire? What are you talking about? The Republic's still a thing. No, it's not. You've been out of the loop for far too long. You left at the end of the Clone Wars to go and have your son. The Republic's no longer a thing. The Galactic Empire is now a thing. Okay. I'm gonna laugh at you right now and tell you to stop fucking with me. Do you really think the Republic is going to be taken down by some measly empire? The Republic became it. Palpatine became Emperor Palpatine. The Empire's been a thing for the last 16 years. What? Inko would say, completely confused and befuddled. There's no way. There's no way the Republic had become an empire. Like, what happened to democracy? Inko lowers the weapon. Come on in, Rai. You need to tell me everything. Rai walks in. Izuku sees the armor. It was similar to what his mother had downstairs. Bring your brat downstairs. That heat signature was him, even I can tell. Yeah, Izuku, come down, please. She was stunned, scared, and confused. What happened to her husband? What happened to Hasashi? She walks, and she sits down. Izuku, with a baseball bat, sat down next to her. Inko raises an eyebrow. Where the hell did you get the baseball bat from? Bakugo. Oh, nice to see you, nephew. Who are you? My name's Rai. Flame Band. Flame Band? That's our clan, Izuku. Clan? I'm a Mandalorian. You know, The thing from Star Wars, it's fake. Like, no, it's not. I would say dead, quiet, and serious. It's not fake at all. It's real. That's how I'm here and how you've never met me before, and why your mother never tells you anything about her family. Mom? What he says is true, honey. We're human. You can't say we're not, because we are human. But we're not from this world. Hell, all of humanity isn't from this world entirely. The native humans were. Natives? Yes, natives. The humans back then were very primitive. Literally just gotten out of the Stone Age, or literally were coming out of the Stone Age when humanity, well, from when the humans from the galaxy arrived. So you're not 100% from the from the well, you're 100% not from the world, from this world. You're from the rest of the galaxy. This is crazy. I know, I know. Yeah, continue, Rye, please. Right. As you most probably ever heard, there was a government called the Galactic Republic. It had been in power for millions of years. Or for millions, yeah, millions of years. So it suddenly collapsed after Chancellor Palpatine pronounced himself Emperor, claiming that the Jedi tried to kill him. Jedi? Let me finish, Rye would say, angrily, staring at the boy. Okay, okay. Thank you. The Jedi are these powerful individuals. Everybody thinks of them as monks because they wear robes and carry lightsabers. He picks up the cylinder, turns it sideways as a blue hue saber extends with a snapping hiss. Whoa! Yeah, pretty sweet, isn't it? Rye deactivates it as it hisses down. The blue hue disappearing back into the hilt itself. Izuku takes it after Rye put it down. Huh, that's awesome. Put it down, it's not a toy. You'll be surprised of what that beam can cut through. It can't cut through flesh, surely. Oh, it can. It can cut through flesh, metal, you name it, it can cut through it. Well, apart from some certain substances and metals out there, but hey, that's a different story. Seriously? So this thing can cut through flesh? It has killed people, boy. What? Reasonable answer to that one. Yeah, that blade has cut through people. I'm holding a murderer's weapon. I didn't say those things were even alive to begin with. Okay. I am slightly scared now. After the so-called Jedi tried to kill Palpatine, he declared himself Emperor. And well, let's just say this. He announced that the Galactic Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire for a safer and a more secured society. Everybody applauded him. So democracy dies with thunderous applause? Yep. The galaxy has been suffering for 16 years. Go fucking figure. Sorry, Inko. 16 years, sorry. 14 years. Sorry. Thick-headed. I just realised I blundered up. Sorry. 13 years. 13 to 14 years. Seriously? Now you come to find me? Mandalore wants his best fighter back. Yeah, just so he can tell me what to keep on doing. You're his daughter, sis. You can't deny that he wants to see his best daughter. You're his son, as well you know. Yeah, but I'm not the best in a fight like you are. Sure, I'm good like all other Mandalorians. But you're just outright terrifying. What makes you think I want to fucking return? I have a life here, you know? Pretty soon the Galactic Empire will find this place. They're expanding too fast, too rapidly. What are you trying to say? They're going to find the hyperspace route here. Sooner or later. It's time for you to return to Mandalore. I just... Bang! The whole front of the house explodes. Inko grabs Izuku and gets him to the floor. Rai flips over a table as blaster bolts start flying into the house. Stay down, Inko would say. Her and Rai both stand up and fire. What happened was super weird. Two figures ran in with blades extending from their elbows. As they both jump over the, debris. Imperial assassins, Rai would say, pulling out a vibro blade and clashing. Inko grabs one, swings him around, and slams him into the wall. Someone jumps down, smashing the ground with a fist. Hold it right there, villains! For I am All Might, and I am here! All Might charges in, trying to punch the two villains attacking these people. One with strange armor. Well, all three of them have strange armor on. He's never seen anything like this. But he's protecting the civilian, who's doing much better in a fight, including this man. But he has to protect the child that is scared. So All Might doesn't do a Detroit smash, because he doesn't want to kill these guys. He does a regular punch. But his punch missed. His eyes open wide. Get out of my way. He feels something stab him. His eyes shoot open as he yells in pain. He looks down to see that a blade had pierced his weakened side. Damn it! All Might grabs his hand and punches the guy. Going 2% more powerful, his helmet comes flying off. All Might holds the blade, doesn't even move the blade because it's holding back the blood. All Might goes up to punch the other one, but Rai grabs his arms, kneecaps him, breaks his arms completely, and a pistol goes up to his chest. Pew, 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 pew. Several holes in the chest later, and that figure dies. Rai quickly burns the body, cuts the sword off of the wrist of the other one, then uses a flamethrower inbuilt into his wrist gauntlet, burns the body as well. No one should know, he'd say. The house starts burning. The bodies already had turned to ash, so nobody could identify. Somebody with a hydro quirk douses the flames. All Might? Sorry about that. The heroes that arrive find All Might unconscious and with a blade sticking out of his bad side. Now, while everybody was worrying about All Might, Rai, Inko, and Izuku were running. They were running and running into the forests of Japan. In a clearing, there was this ship, something that Izuku had never seen before, and was like marveling at how beautiful it was. Despite arguing with his uncle that All Might was the #1 hero in Japan, and he was someone that was hugely bloody respected, Rai just said, and we needed to keep our identities secret. The world isn't ready to know that aliens exist. Non-humans exist out in the galaxy, boy. Now shut up. You're going to see your grandfather. Izuku shut up after that. The man got angry and shouted. Inko was silent. Sure, she allowed her son to get away with a lot of shit, but he needed an ass kicking, and this was the ass kicking he got. And as soon as they got into the ship, Inko put Izuku, or told Izuku to sit down in one of the chairs and not at the front. So Izuku sat in the chair behind his mother. Inko darts her hands around, turning on the ship's systems. She was becoming very quickly adapted back to her old lifestyle. Rai powered on the ship's engines, and they took off into the sky. And stupidly enough, decided to go zooming across the city, showing everybody that that ship is not belonging to Earth at all, as they fly straight up into the atmosphere. Like, the world itself, after like a huge amount of the city had reported seeing a strange flying ship that didn't belong on Earth, huge investigations were ran into who had created a ship like that. When Izuku saw that he was in outer space, he was wondering, how the hell are they breathing? He couldn't focus on that, because as soon as he was about to ask, blue light suddenly shined around him as a strange whirling sound, and boom, he was gone. He was in this tunnel. Blue swirling stars, or a blue swirling tunnel, going around him. His eyes were mesmerized by the swirling patterns. He looks out and he sees strange creatures with what look like tentacles from their backs flying alongside them. Wow, Izuku says. Monsters are real. Inko looks out and smiles as she just shakes her head. It looks like the krill, flying through hyperspace. Big, lovable creatures. They're not dangerous, although they can destroy a ship if you crash into them. Their hide is very, very strong. Inko just softly smiles and looks back down at her controls. Rai finally took his helmet off, revealing long, dark brown hair with hints of green in it, as Inko's hair was pure green, or purely dark green. Fascinating creatures, boy. They are very intelligent. How intelligent? Izuku would ask. Very. They're quite peaceful as well. If you're going against them, then they'll yell at you to get out of the way, so you don't crash into them. But you fly with them, you fly with them, and they are as peaceful can be. They're beautiful. I actually flew alongside them once before before their tail ends. You see their tails? Yeah. Those who start flashing blue when they're about to jump into hyperspace, like we are now. This tunnel? Yes, this tunnel. It's a side effect for when we jump. They just see clear open space. But they can see us as we are going along. And, well, they see everything going past. From stars of the galaxy, which are technically small blotches of suns. Wow. Yes, wow. And they see the planets we go past. So we're going through space? Yes, we're going through space. A few days later, beep, 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 beep. Looks like we're approaching Mandalore. Hang on, boy. Coming out of hyperspace can be a bit jumpy. Zuko sits down. Inko smiles. Boom. They see a desolate planet. Inko looks down. Home sweet home. You haven't been here for 13 years. Inko would glare at her brother as they'd fly down into the atmosphere. They would slightly burn up, but quickly cool off as they would fly. Centaurus. It looks just as pretty beautiful as ever. And busy. 13 years have changed. This city, hasn't it? Indeed. They continue flying through the city, flying towards the dome. Mom, look! Zuko points to a cruiser of some sort. What is that? Oh, just some old relics people have found floating around in a scrapyard. Some Mandalorian historians have brought these babies back to life. They're old. They're old and they're in need of more than just a small retrofit. Wow. Caragon cruises. Still see you remember your history. History? Brother, I never thought I'd see one of these things ever in my life. Well, surprise. You're seeing it now. Wow. Ancient relics indeed. Prepare for a landing. After a couple of minutes, they'd land. After they get off, Zuko would see all the other armored individuals, both male and female. Wow, this is amazing. How the hell are we still breathing? The atmosphere, it looks like there's no atmosphere at all. The planet still holds its atmospherics, kid. Up north is the Arctic, south, Antarctic. All around there are small patches of greenery, still pumping oxygen into the atmosphere. We're slowly regaining our planet. Wow, Suki would say, spinning around gently, looking at everything, when he accidentally bumps into someone. Hey, watch it! Sorry. Calm down, Rahul. Huh, whatever. Gotta get the stuff ready. Just be careful where you're going, kid. Not all Mandalorians are friendly, especially the soft blood like you. Soft blood? Untrained and unproven in battle. Inko would walk onto a device. Come on, we're going to the palace. Izuku walks on. So what happens now? Inko presses a few buttons. Why don't you hold on? Why? The device suddenly lifts him up. Izuku holds onto his mother's leg, or to his mother's arm, kind of shocked and spooked. Inko chuckles. And she presses a few buttons, and they speed off. Not rapidly to where they're falling off, but fast enough to where Izuku can see the city. It was all glass. Beautiful. Shiny. It was stunning. Mandalorians would be doing their own thing. Helmets off, walking, talking, flying around. It was beautiful. Mom, how many are there in your clan? This isn't my clan. This is every other clan, and free saying Mandalorian. I don't remember it being this hectic. What happened here to make every Mandalorian regain their armor again? We had a civil war here not too long ago. Criminal organizations arrived and started fucking everything up. Seriously? When did last I saw Duchess Satine was in charge and she wouldn't. She's dead. Oh. Oh, I see. Who? A person called Maul. He was after Kenobi. You know, the Jedi who helped her. So why did he come here? Death Watch. Those idiots? Those terrorists? Is Death Watch bad? Yeah, Death Watch is bad, kid. At least they were. They were terrible. They got even worse when they became Maul's shadow protective guards. Seriously? Fucking seriously? Yeah. Pre Vizsla's dead. Pre Vizsla, the governor of. Yes. Concordia. He was the leader of Death Watch. Idiot. Well, think of it this way. At least he's not chasing after you this time. I would have killed the man myself. You and me both, sis. You and me both. There's the Night Owls. They're the newest Mandalorian group. They split off from Death Watch after Maul took over. Because they didn't want to follow him. I guess some people aren't stupid then. They arrive at the palace. Do you want your armor, sis? No. No, I want to show my father that I am still a woman, a mother, and I'm a mother and still a warrior at the same time. Let's go. His Imperial Majesty. Well, his Mandalorian Protectorate and leader of Mandalore. Mandalore's Protectorate and his leader's status. May I present to you Inko Flamebirds, long since abandoned daughter of the clan, daughter of Mandalore himself and of his clan, and her son, Izuku Freeburn. Mandalore himself would stand up from his throne, his red and dark orange armored colours, symbolising him as the leader of the Freeburn clan. He's even got a few flame motifs as he takes his helmet off and puts it underneath his left arm, a slow smile creeping up his lips. He opens one arm, the only arm that's free from his helmet. My daughter, my girl, my strongest warrior has returned to her people at last. Inko stops in front of her father and tilts her head forward, along with her upper torso. Father, she bows. Please, none of that here. We're family, more than anything, my dear. The man just smiles and puts his arm around her and kisses her on the head. Inko softly whimpers. Sorry for leaving. You had your reasons, he would say softly. I don't need to hear them. I know your heart too well. Your mother would be proud. Thank you. Thank you, father. Izuku would hide behind his mother. He felt like he was 5 again, seeing a stranger for the first time. He'd look down to see the boy. And who's this? Someone you adopted? My biological son, Izuku Midoriya. The man would pause. His hand would slowly lower back down to his side. His eyes would be wide. The man falls backwards, completely out of shock. As he passed out from shock, everybody started chuckling, seeing their Mandalore's reaction. Izuku walked up to him and started poking him in the cheek. Is he going to be okay? He will be if you stop poking. If you don't, well, he won't be if you don't stop poking him in the cheek. Izuku stops. Ryo just shakes his head and sighs. He was always so doting over you. Well, perhaps if you've got a child of your own, perhaps he might not be doting over me. Ryo just looks at her, giving her the deadpan look. She gives him the bird. He growls at that. And so, of course, they wait for Mandalore to regain his senses. Eventually he does, putting his hand to his head, freeing his left hand from his helmet. Remarkably, he remained holding it even when he passed out. Ugh, my head. I swear, I just heard my daughter say that she had a son, and I wasn't told. I wasn't lying. He looks up to Inko, then to the green-haired boy, who's standing right next to him. Mandalore, undignified, and if anybody had a camera recording, they would have had perfect blackmail, screamed like a little girl, and jumped out of his armor. From just seeing a boy with green hair and green eyes looking at him, like inches away from his face. The noise alone caused everybody to roll on the floor laughing. You can't say Mandalorians don't know how to really take the piss out of their leaders when they do something so undignified. Mandalore quickly stands up, pats himself down, coughs a few times, trying to regain a bit of semblance of nobility. Although it failed. Yes. Yes. Um, sorry about that. I welcome my grandson to Mandalore. I am your grandfather. as you can most probably tell, the leader of the Mandalorians. I apologize for my undignified behavior. You startled me. One of the Mandalorians in the back would chuckle and lean over to his friend. More than just startled. Mandalore would snap his head over to him. Say that again, Codsworth, and I'll show you the meaning of pain. Codsworth just raises his hands, not wanting that argument again. And there's my mother yelling at the dog again. Do any more recordings, so I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.